Hi, everybody. How you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Great, great. So, Onika, you there? I'm just going to add a few more people who are joining in. Okay, great. It's 4 o'clock and 4 o'clock in London. And Onika, what time is it? It's 11 o'clock where you are in Louisiana?
It's 10 o'clock in Louisiana.
Okay, 10 o'clock. Okay. 10 o'clock in Louisiana, 11 in New York, and I think it's 9:30 in India right now. So just to start the conversation, today's webinar is all about the leather industry. We have a couple of people who signed up and who are going to be speaking from all parts of the world, So the whole concept of our webinars at Fashionablyin is to basically connect the industry, connect fashion buyers, suppliers, agents, and get the whole community together. We at Fashionablyin, we've been organizing events for the last few years. Sadly, with the situation, we're not able to do our physical events currently, but hopefully we're hoping that by September we would start doing our events again. So just to basically give you a little more introduction, we have Onika, who's here from America, and Onika is also going to be helping out companies that want to distribute their products through the American channel, through wholesalers. So be in touch with her as well after the webinar if you want to promote your products. So just to start the conversation, I would just like to ask some of our audience here, would everyone like to switch their video on so we could make this a little more interactive? So if we have everyone's video on, yeah, perfect, great. Okay, so Presence London, how are you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. It's Adrian speaking here.
Okay, how are you doing, Adrian? Adrian, right?
Yeah, all good.
So what we can do is we can just start by asking you more about your business, and then we're going to ask, we got a few more people coming in, and then we're going to just have a few discussions about the leather industry, and then how, I'm going to bounce some questions so we can just take it from there, right?
Okay. Well, my company is called Presence, and so my company supplies leather shoes and leather bags, mainly through our own e-commerce website, but also through channels like Amazon and Etsy. The shoes are mainly focused on men's sneakers, trainers, and the bags are unisex, so backpacks and fanny packs, and then looking to go into a wider range of duffel bags and just various different other designs as well.
So do you produce all these styles yourself, or do you outsource your manufacturing?
We outsource everything to India.
Okay, perfect. So just a question: Are you looking for more? Are you looking for more suppliers, or you're good with your supply chain at the moment?
I'm not necessarily looking for new suppliers, no.
Okay, great. No, because I'm going to ask you another few questions after that. So you mentioned that you were selling mainly on websites and through your online portal. How has that been for you during COVID?
Well, the company is not really that old. I think we only took our first delivery about 6 months before COVID hit. So it's been a tough road. So I don't really have much to compare it to pre-COVID, because the company was really, only going a few months before that. But I mean, it's been difficult with sales, and also because it's a young business, very difficult to gain traction with, you know, gaining an audience and a following and having an interest and people really trusting a new brand when purchasing, you know, purchasing a new pair of shoes or purchasing a new bag or something.
And can you tell us more about your price points?
So because I wanted to keep the products, you know, as high quality as possible, I was only using full grain leather. And so from that point, you know, it's not going to be a dirt cheap product. So I mean, I started off at about 160 pounds a bag for a backpack, a full grain leather backpack. But I could tell over, you know, a few months that really people weren't prepared to pay that. So I had to gradually drop the price until I found the price point that was acceptable to the market, which was roughly £90. The customers were prepared to pay for a backpack from a fairly unknown brand.
No, so my question to you is, because we've seen, that's why we asked you to come to the webinar. Our team has looked at your stuff and stuff, which is great. My question to you, are you only selling online, or are you looking at boutiques and the offline channel as well?
Well, I mean, I gave that a really good go. You know, I contacted a huge amount of boutiques and retail outlets. But quite frankly, unless you're, well, in my opinion, unless you're an established brand in the market, they're not willing to take the risk at, you know, purchasing new inventory from an unknown brand. And so after doing a lot of this knocking on doors and getting zero results, I realized, okay, this is not the strategy to go for. I need to grow this business organically online through my own e-commerce website, and you know, the other channels, as I mentioned before, Amazon and Etsy, and try to grow out the brand. And once it's more established, you know, and I've grown the range of products and so on, then I can look again at reaching out to, you know, other retailers and wholesaling the products that way. So
how is your response? Because see, Etsy is, in my opinion, has always been a more handmade, you know, home, like, you know, what do you call it, vintage kind of marketplace. How is Etsy been for your products?
It's a little bit hit and miss. I understand that obviously it is more for the artisanal handmade products. But I found that the leather bags, especially the smaller bags, say for instance the fanny packs or bum bags, they did okay on Etsy. The men's sneakers not so much, but yeah, it was you know, it's definitely not a game changer being on Etsy. It's just another avenue really to sell the products.
So if now my question, because now we want to talk about your distribution, and then Meiji, I'm going to get to you next, and I'm going to get to some of the other audience members next. So now what are the markets that you're looking to grow your business in? Is it just the UK, or are you looking to go get into Europe, America? What are the other markets that you're looking to tap into?
Well, I would like to grow the business into other areas. I did actually have a production of sneakers made and shipped to the US, and those sneakers are now in a Amazon fulfillment center, and they're selling through Amazon in the US, Amazon.com. But it's, you know, it's quite a risk to especially as a new business, to try venture out. You know, I think it's better to keep it closer to home while you grow the business, and then once things really you know, take off, then you can look at expanding, you know, into Europe and into, you know, other countries like America. Well, I think that, you know, when you start something new, you have to first get it right in your immediate marketplace. So for me, it's the UK.
No, my next question is Onika, who's now based in Louisiana. She's looking to represent. I'm just trying and see how we can build business bridges over here, you know, for more of your selling side. Onika, now can you show us something? Can you show us any of your product?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. Could you, just so everyone else gets an idea as well?
So I could review it if you don't mind.
I can see everything on the present high. I can see most of the things on the presence London bags category all are sold out, which is very nice for a 6 months old company. Bingo.
Yeah, they're sold out now. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the timing right because of COVID in getting our next production shipped to us in time, because the next production is still being made in the factory in India. So I hope to restock the bags at the very latest by April. But at the moment, all I've got left in stock at the moment are the sneakers, the trainers.
I can see, like, you know, it's nice bags. I'm located in India, in Kolkata. Where are you producing them in Kolkata? Looks like.
Yeah.
Okay. No, it's just like, you know, since being in the industry for 10 years for me, and I can make out like you know, a product in India where it's been made. So I was a little curious to understand this.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think.
Just gonna ask. I'm going.
Yeah.
Sorry, Incredible Leather Goods. What is your name, sir?
My name is Seth.
Seth. Okay, we're just gonna get back to you in a minute. Because we're just going to ask a few questions and we're going to get back to you in a minute. Now, okay. Onika, when you saw Adrian's line, how do you think that he should go about presenting it in the US market?
Some of his catalog and everything was very nice, and I think that he would do well in United States with his brand.
So what would you?
I stated to him actually that he would actually have to send me actual products because they're gonna want to see it.
So yeah, we have product. It's in a FBA, fulfillment by Amazon warehouse in I think New Jersey or something. We have a couple hundred items there.
Okay, so just a quick question, Adrian, is if you were selling in America, would you be interested to connect with sales agents and go in that route? If so, what were the commissions that you would be offering sales agents to come and sell and get orders for you?
Well, I mean, that would have to be negotiable, I suppose. Whatever their rates are, we'd have to look at that. But I mean, of course, I wouldn't turn down new business. And seeing as I already have stock sitting in America, and the only channel we're selling through is Amazon. But you know, I'm obviously happy to try other avenues within America. And logistically, it would be fairly simple because I've already got the stock in the warehouse there.
Okay, great. So we're going to tackle that next. I just want to introduce Mr. Luis Negri. How are you doing?
Hi, hello. Hi, everybody.
Okay, great. So why don't you tell us more about your business and where you're from? And then we're going to talk to a bunch of the other audience people as well.
Well, I am Italian. We make luxury bags, box bags. We only make hardshell products, but we manufacture in Spain. The heritage of my brand comes from the case making. For almost 30 years, I make also fine cases for violins in the world of music, but we make trunks, we make many kind of things, but mainly rigid. That's what we do. So our channel of distribution actually was a couple of years ago was working with some department stores, but actually this is not our thing. In luxury, you need to have certain procedures of people carrying your product with love and with some, careful detail. And this is normally what's not happening in department stores, So in general, people who give advices, the customers, they don't know the product, it's very difficult to train them. So actually, if it's about working with stores, with a kind of distribution for us, it would be working with some selected small shops, that have the kind of customer that we care for. All over the world, actually, I think some of you guys are from India, if I'm not wrong. So we actually have pretty good chances eventually to open a store in New Delhi. Maybe in 1 or 2 years, we have a very interesting partner to partner with us about that. It's more about, the relationship with the end customer. And it's more about doing this, in our own store. We have a store here in Madrid, and also doing this online, which is actually a big challenge, because you have to be able to transmit, a certain kind of experience. Luxury has to do very much with experience. Experience, I mean, just having a person who has the feeling that is treating with care, with love, with good communication, with detail, in all what respect the usability of the product, the guarantees and so on. So, it's not only the product itself, it's what is before and what is afterwards, That's the goal. And actually, I got into this conversation by curiosity, because we got an email by the person who actually makes the communication for us. She sent me this link. And, I never leave a kind of opportunity for meeting people, and for knowing. So actually, I know very little about you guys, but, I'm curious, what do you exactly do?
So just a few questions I want to ask you before we get to the audience.
Sure.
So when you said luxury, what are the price points that you sell at?
From about 500 euro to 8,500, the bags. Okay, and then the trunks start from about 25,000 euro more higher. I mean, but luxury is not something actually that you measure only from the pricing point of view. You also can measure luxury. I normally don't use the word luxury when we refer to ourselves, because it's something, that the customer should name with, the customer should name you luxury, And of course, there is a direct association between a price point and what people consider luxury, But at a certain point, only the idea that some people can have access to some products and some other people don't, this makes already a selection, and this kind of selection is somehow a kind of luxury, And of course, you have to put a lot of effort, a lot of know-how. You have to have the ability of offering something different than what is in the market. But these things, of course, they get additional to everything. But the truth is that it's, at least in my opinion, it's not only a matter of pricing, It's a matter of accessibility or not accessibility, if you'd like,
So now my next question to you is, during COVID, have you seen, you said you were based in where? In Spain, right?
Now in Spain, yeah, in Madrid.
And have you seen the business slowing down, or has your business not been affected?
Well, yes. I mean, physically, yes, because, when people cannot move, and they don't have the joy of getting into a place and relaxing, and again, also luxury is very much about that. It's about getting into a place and feeling that you are yourself and you can feel relaxed, have the joy of choosing a nice product, to try it, to look at the mirror and all these kind of things. And of course, you see that this considerably got when slower, and that's fact. On the other hand, the good part of it is that not only for us but for everybody. And at a certain point, some customers, they maybe customers who in the past didn't do that and didn't try to buy expensive products online, they didn't have other choice than trying it, And at a certain point for us, this was convenient. So, we got some very nice orders from India, from Middle East, you know, people buying expensive things and actually, giving this step forward. Well, maybe earlier they would have just gone to the store to pay 3,000 or 4,000 euros for a bag, you know, up from a brand that is not known, you know, it's a niche brand. So for big brands, who knows? Maybe, you know, they spend already 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 euros, and they know that if they buy something from Louis Vuitton, they will get it, and if not, they supposed to have certain guarantees, you know. So, you know, the online, movement was okay, but certainly I think we all suffered, you know, all this pandemic.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a few questions, but I just want to get to some of the other audience. Don't mind me. We're going to get to each one of you, and each one of you can speak, but we're just going to go in whichever order. So, Maiji, how are you doing? You got to unmute.
Okay. So hi, my name is Hussein.
And where are you?
Guys can hear me?
So where are you based?
I'm based in Hong Kong.
Okay.
So my brand basically is headquarters in Hong Kong. So we do a niche of handmade leather goods, which includes wallet, passport covers, duffel bags, office bags, and we're doing good in Southeast Asia. So it's like basically 2.5-year-old's brand. The idea was to focus on the pure handmade and the artisans who are making it. And the idea is to bring that handcrafted into basically a storefront. So we are looking towards basically a buyers and sales agent to represent our brand in other countries. And we have a product line already fixed. So we're going to work with wallets, card holders, bags, passport covers, accessories, and looking forward for other countries to represent our brand in terms of even collaboration in terms of retail outlets, also online and offline channels both.
So which are the markets, like I just want to ask you, I want to ask all three of you this question, Louise, Adrian, and Maji. So which are the markets that you're looking to, that you want to grow your business in right now? So we can understand.
So basically, I would say like I'm working towards Southeast Asia for my end of a movement, but I'm looking for Europe side and US side both. For example, the distributors and the retailers. I won't look like, for example, a very high level of retailers at the moment, but towards medium-sized retailers who can keep the products, not all the products, but certain products in line depend on their also the niche and also their brand philosophy.
Okay, great. So we're going to go to Mr. Ankur. How are you doing, Mr. Ankur? You got to unmute.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hi, my name is Ankur Vash, and I'm from New Delhi, India. So I'm into manufacturing and export of leather garments. So I have been in this trade for the last almost 30 years now. And presently we are a white label company. We are making for brands in Hong Kong, Italy, France, UK, and USA. And I would be interested in looking at selling to more brands all over the globe, high-end fashion brands. So I would look at adding high fashion brands, any agent who can market our products to different brands, represent us, and help us in selling our products to other brands. So this is what we are doing. We have all compliances, social accountability, and SEDEX, all those compliances we already have. And that's it. So
thank you, Mr. Ankur. Great to see you again. So Adrian, when you look for a supplier, just to ask you a quick question, Adrian, when you look for a supplier, how do you vet the supplier, with things with sustainability happening and all of those things? How do you look for the perfect supplier? Because you are producing in India. I see a lot of Indian suppliers have joined us over here. What is the process for them?
Yeah, the thing is with me is that because I come from a family business that are in the leather industry, we supply a lot of tanneries and factories in India, and so we use those same contacts. We have relations with them, so we use them to produce the bags and the shoes. So it's not so much a case of going out and looking for a supplier, because those suppliers, in fact, are already customers of ours through our leather trading business, which is the family business.
So you've been in this business, obviously, I mean, your brand is new, but you've been in the business for years.
Mm.
So you've been in the business. So when you say it's a family business, what exactly does your family do? What do they supply the industry?
Leather. In terms of, we will have leather produced in, say, Southern Africa, and then we would do tanneries or ship to, or making bags. We will then ship them the goods that they need.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna just get to a bunch of the other people here, and then we're gonna ask some questions. So Seth, how are you doing, Seth?
Yeah, I'm fine.
So tell us more about your company and where you're exporting and where you're based. You said you were based in Calcutta, right?
Yeah, we are based there in Calcutta. My business is more of leather goods. It's been 10 years. I started the business on my own, and we're selling it majorly in Australia and Japan. And we are now into brand at the moment. We're just doing bulk production for the brands.
So
and from this meeting, I was looking at some of the brands in Europe or maybe anywhere across the world, because that's a challenge at the moment to get new customers. Because we have.
So Onika, yeah. if the suppliers want to contact you, what is the best way in the process that they should go? Because Onika is a sales agent and she's looking to break into all the leather stores and the leather wholesalers. What is the best way that they contact you, and what's the best way to move forward?
I can hear.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, hi, Onika, I can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah.
I can be reached on WhatsApp.
Okay.
And what is the process? They send you pictures, catalogs, pricing. Would you require actual samples to be sent to you? Just be more specific. Which are the stores? Are you going to go for wholesalers? Are you going to go to the boutique stores? What is the way? Just give us some more information.
Yes, I will go to the big stores in United States. I will go to like boutiques, the malls.
And do you
athletes as well?
Okay. And do you feel it's better for companies to send you actual samples, or are you fine with just digital photographs?
I would like to work with the actual product, because I noticed in United States they like to see the product.
Okay.
That's no problem. We need to connect on WhatsApp. I just need your contact and I can share some of the images of what we are producing.
Write your contact information on the chat so everyone can get your contact information, and then they can take it from there.
Onika,
okay.
Can I ask you where you are based in US, I believe? you said? You are in
Yes.
US?
Yes, I'm based in US, in Louisiana.
Hello? I think I missed you. Which part of US are you based in?
In Lafayette, Louisiana.
Louisiana. Okay.
So I see AKS Mathur, how are you? How are you doing?
Hey guys, I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Great, great. Tell us more about your company and what you do. And
Nothing. My name is Ux. My brand's called Ux Mate. That's we're based out in Seattle, US. We create handcrafted leather goods. Recently, we were part of New York Fashion Week. We just wrapped it up. We're just coming back, and that's one of the reasons. You can see all the eye bags running around me. Anyway, so we do limited runs on the collections. Everything is handmade. The collections are probably premium. A couple of basic ethics that we follow when we're designing, our products. Our collections are like, each collection is 4 to 5 pieces, and we do limited runs, of the products. So the products are a little different from the regular ones because we prefer to do the artwork on top of them and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's about the brand.
Okay, great. No, so I know you've got great product. Now just tell us, where are you producing your collection? Are you producing it in America or are you producing it overseas?
So basically, right in the beginning, we were trying to get in touch with people, right? My brand is around 8 years old, right? So initially, we tried to get in touch with the people who can manufacture for us. But I believe over the period of time, we realized that sometimes in a batch of goods, the quality gets compromised, right? So, but anyways, long story short, right now we are doing it in US. I have my own studio here, and then a couple of small things, right? For example, the hand stitches and cutting the leather, right? We outsource that, but when we outsource it. Basically, I'm in Seattle, so we have a couple of people back in Portland, so we get it done there. Stitching is done, something similar to that. But because maybe it's just me that I'm kind of like a little, onto the point that everything should be done right, because a customer base is like that. If you're asking a customer to pay $800 for a bag, you want to make sure that whatever you're given, it has to be done right on point.
So my question is, because I see a lot of suppliers over here from overseas, India and other parts, how would you, if they were supposed to contact you and to start business, what is the process? How would it be? What would you want samples?
So I think, yeah. I'm sorry if I cut you in the middle, but I think the basic idea is so basically three things that I always look for. Recently, somebody got in touch with us regarding the production of whatever we're doing. So the idea is the timeliness of the product, like because my collection run, like for example, we just presented in New York, and so my timeline is next 2 months. So that's the timeliness of that. The collection of, or the kind of the leather that they're using, because we work with natural Western leather, and there has to be A-grade leather. That's second. And the third thing is that we look for the stitching. I normally personally prefer hand stitching, but even if you're doing a machine stitching, it has to be prim and proper. The best way to get in touch with us is if you can get on the website, there's a contact form. Otherwise, you can, send me a direct message. I'll be happy to work with suppliers. And so we are looking at, different suppliers and the promoters, because I think the last year was pretty tough on all of us. So yeah.
So just another question is, have you, with COVID and everything, have you seen a slump in your business? And what have you seen the changes? See, I'll tell you what, everyone that I speak to, and I'll say this again, they tell me one thing, they want to grow. I keep telling Onika this, they want to grow that, like we're in London and
yeah,
everyone still tells us they want to grow their business in America. So I know, so you being in the place where everybody wants to be at,
right.
Like what advice can you tell people? What is the turn since COVID has hit? What has the turn been in business, and what do you see as the future trends moving forward?
So I think to answer your question, I think we need to break it down in three pieces. Now, first of all, the impact of COVID, right? Impact of COVID was, yes, it was there right in the beginning, because what happened was, we had those promoters, we had those people who were showcasing our products on the trunk shows and all. That there was a dip right over there, right? We were not able to find them. So there was a dip, but then what happened was we were back in, the business right around the mid-June or July. The reason being was because you can do anything with it. You can ask people to stay back home, but you cannot discourage them to, not to buy, right? Over the period of time, I think last, 3, 4 years, 5 years, one thing that we always followed was like, taking care of customer. It doesn't matter 1, 2, 3. We used to do a constant follow-ups and everything. So that actually paid us during this time. Instead of we doing a wholesale with one business, we were able to get the return business, because they knew we're still a small business, right? And I think that paid us pretty well. So to end the this whole, so basically taking care of the customer, that's like the number one thing that I think which really paid us. And to be very true, that's one of the reasons why we are still in the business, right?
So when you say when you sell, are you basically only online, or are you selling through boutiques and other stores as well?
So so initially we used to do specialty boutiques and all that. I personally was never in favor of an idea that we should produce like 2,000 pieces of one kind and just sell it off. And that's like a business ethic that I follow whenever I create. So right now we are in specialty boutique. We do trunk shows. Right now, because of the New York Fashion Week, we had a pretty big boost in that. So we changed up. We kind of pivoted from what we were doing before. Instead of having like 50-50 or 60-40 business of wholesale and online, we are more stressing towards online now, because that pays, and that also saves you cost over the period of time.
So my next question for you is now that you're selling online, have you considered, my question online, which I even wanted to ask Presence London, is isn't there a big return? Because a lot of people, they shy away from the online business just because they're getting too many returns. People who are doing the business there, and that Adrian, this is a question that I wanted to ask you as well. Are you feeling, because I know in Germany, for example, the return is about 30 to 40% of any brand. What are you feeling with, what are you feeling with that in your business?
Returns for me are quite minimal. The only time that I really found I would get a lot of returns would be early January, and that was because a lot of the sales made in December would be gifts and presents, Christmas presents for people, for loved ones. So, and obviously because they're not buying it for themselves, it might not be to their particular taste, or it might not fit, or for whatever reason, and then the product has to be returned. But generally speaking, the returns are minimal. Especially the only risk is, if someone purchases a pair of sneakers and they don't fit the person. I mean, the sneakers are pretty much accurate in terms of their sizing, but so sometimes things don't always work out. But generally speaking, for me, the returns are quite small.
And Ax, what about you, about the returns?
So I just want to clarify, are you looking at the answer you're looking for, the online returns? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, but online returns, yeah.
Right. So I think the online return is doing better right now. The one good thing when you're doing online is that you can track the success metrics there. That what kind of customer you're having, what do you like, the demography of your customer and stuff like that. So based on that, you can make more sensible decisions, when you're planning your next quarter or next, probably your next collection, right? When you're doing with the boutiques, you actually miss out on that thing, because that kind of a data is like stored with them only. But we're doing pretty fine now. I think we were able to push it. So initially, if we talk about numbers, we were doing some around 48% right in the beginning of last year. But I think this year we are some around, I think we just touched on 72, around about 70% of our businesses now doing online. But having said that, I'm still not stressing to turn this person back to like even close to 80-90%. We still want to do like, want to hire promoters. We want to see people if they can, send their products to different buyers and stuff like that. Yeah.
So now just to get to margins, which is a very important thing, especially in the wholesale and boutique business. When over your wholesale price are you working with a 2.5 or a 2.8? What are the margins that you're giving these boutiques? And what is the standard that people are seeing in the leather industry?
So the margins actually vary. It depends on, but overall, we do it like starting from 1% to even to 3.5, 4%. And then the cost is basically absorbed in a marketing budget. Why? I'll tell you, because it's sort of that when you're pushing your products to a person who you think that will be able to sell it to influencer or celebrity images or something like that. So that actually gives you a return business, and you are actually able to earn more. Same goes with the boutique side. So the specialty boutiques that we have here, like in Seattle, New York, or something like that, you see every day, probably Cardi B walking in or something like that. So it makes sense to give more percentage to that.
Yeah.
Right.
And do you feel that with influencers, that's another question that I want to get to Adrian as well, but I'm going to ask you Ax first. Do you feel with influencers and celebrities endorsing your products as a brand, it makes a big impact on sales?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I'll give you a very simple example right now. Recently, one of very prominent influencer in the US, or basically towards the West Coast, they just randomly picked up a product from somewhere and they just did it. And we saw that we went out of stock right after that. It happens, but then you also have to, but you can find influencers which have like 1 million following, but you have to make sure that that influencer resonates with your brand, right? That's also very important, because that's like the biggest mistake that I have seen recently with a couple of brands, that they look at the numbers, but they don't look at the demographic of that influencer. So you may push your products in the wrong demography, and it can actually, over the period of time, it can hurt your business only.
And Adrian, what about you? Are you working with influencers as well?
Well, I mean, we've tried to work with influencers in the past, but no one that's a massive name. Just people who are Instagram influencers, and they're influencers from just having a lot of followers on Instagram, not for any other reason. And I do find that I haven't had much success with that, because I suppose that individual's followers, they're not in the demographic, like I just mentioned, they're not in the demographic that would be suitable for people who are looking to purchase, the products that we supply. And so, we haven't really found much success in working with influencers on, in that respect.
Okay, great. Onika, would you like to add something on this with the influencers?
Hello?
Yeah, would you like to add something when it comes to marketing and influencers?
Yes, I basically, I thought with my brand, the social media platforms was a good thing for me whenever I was on social media. It drew people all over the world, to my brand. So I think that would be a good consideration with that.
Okay, great. I'm just going to talk to some of the other audience people here, and then we're going to bounce back some questions. So I see JLB Impacts. How are you doing? Would you like to say something? Yes, please. Hi, how are you? Hello? Okay, fine. No problem. You can come back later. Craft Shades, how are you doing?
Hey, hey, all of you. I'm fine here. And basically, let me tell you, is a group of leather manufacturers. Basically, we are one of the leading leather manufacturers who are making leather bags, leather journals, and these days we are producing leather handicrafts. So in case of leather handicrafts, when I say, it means that we are producing leather furnitures, along with that some kind of compact and home decor leather accessories and fashion accessories as well. So with more than 35 years of experience, for last 35 years of experience, my uncle started this business, and a few years ago we introduced craft shirts. So we do have our targeted audience and or existing market. So our existing, one of the biggest market where we export is UK, US, Australia, Canada, and France as well. So in terms of majorly European countries, and along with that the US and UK as well. So over there we are exporting in large quantity. Uh, Major business area was till date was of wholesale. Basically, we were supplying all these people who were having their own brands. Like for example, into that meeting, I heard about like Mijais and a person from London. I don't know your name, sorry, and Onika as well. So I got to know that they are selling these kind of things. But the point is that when they are selling, they need to have a good supplier, and we do have a huge bandwidth to produce a lot of things, a lot of different kind of articles, different kind of artifacts. Because whenever our people make anything, they make it from hands. It's handcrafted, and I belong from Udaipur, Rajasthan, so it's a soul of that. From where everywhere if you find this kind of leather, it means that is ideally, I mean, that should be come from this side only, because ideally the expertise of these areas people is this, the handmade leather bags and leather journals and leather articles. So we do have 80 plus team members who are doing that with us.
So just a question to get to you, because just for our understanding and for other people in the audience, because because in India leather is made in so many different parts. Do you feel that Calcutta has its own different style, Rajasthan has its own style, Chennai has its own style of leather? Is that how it is?
Mm-hmm. Exactly, you are absolutely right. The thing is that in case of Kolkata, majorly they are famous towards buffalo leather and different kind of leathers, like the crunch leather, the hunter leather. But in case of when you come when you look at Rajasthan, people ideally think about camel, and they call the goat leather camel leather. So we produce majorly into goat leather, and ideally people whenever come to us and they used to ask us, yeah, I want this bag into a camel leather. So that is not a camel leather, that is a goat leather, and that looks like a camel leather. So exactly, and the goat leather is major expertise of this area. So whenever you look onto the Rajasthan, this is a kind of differences when I can see. If you wanted to segregate it by the kind of leather, if you look for Chennai based, that is again different finish leather. But in case of ours, it is a different kind of leather. It is a totally different kind of leather.
Okay, great. So Ax, you were saying something. I saw you had raised your hand.
Right. So I had a question. With again, I'm sorry, I'm not really sure of the name. Craft Shade Singh.
Yeah.
Hey,
Shubham, my name is Shubham.
Hey, Shubham. So I had a quick question. I had one person who was doing products earlier. He was from, or rather, husband and wife duo, but then they were doing in Jaipur, right?
Mm-hmm.
Originally, I'm also from there. Udaipur is a pretty beautiful city, no doubt about it. Mm-hmm. But then, don't you think that the kind of the leather that they're doing there, you actually answer that, the camel or the goat leather. But we have seen, like when you're using for example, to make a bag, right? You use mostly the backpack, the seychelles you talk about. So you use mostly the camel leather, right?
Exactly.
right? And how's the tanning process goes there? Like in terms of like, do you chrome tan them or do you wedge tan them? How do you go about it?
In case of finishing the leather, you mean to say?
No, the tanning the leather when you're
The
making
tanning
it.
the leather.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
sorry?
Are those chrome tanned or those, the tanned with like the vegetable tanned leather?
Exactly. So basically, whenever basically we use two kind of methods. The very first method is especially, when for all those people who are, preferring a finished thing. So in case of I do have two kind of audience. The one audience is who is looking for exactly a finished brand leather bag, and the second one who is looking for a kind of vintage leather. So in case of whenever anybody is looking for a vintage leather, he don't wanted to have a spray leather onto it, spray onto the leather. So we use two kind of stuff. The very first thing is a spray. So we use a spray and we make it finished. A very finished, you won't be able to find out a single % of smell of leather, and it's a genuine leather. The second thing into that we put oil, a vegetable tanned oil, exactly what you said. So we do have everything for both kind of audiences.
Okay.
As I can say that, yeah, there are multiple chats as well. So, yeah, Uday, you wanted to ask something?
No, so yeah, one second. GLB impacts. I said you wanted to say something.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Hello, everyone. This is Madhu Sanan. I am from India, New Delhi, but I'm not in India at the moment. I'm in North America. I run a buying agency and for footwear since 1993. I just wanted to comment on the leathers that we are talking about, leathers and the products of from different regions. So every place like Calcutta has more soft leather production. They don't have the harder one. And then you have Kanpur where you have a little thicker and stronger leather. Jaipur and Udaipur have a different type of leather and they have a different handicraft, a different craftsmanship involved with it. So and Chennai has different. Chennai is more finesse. So you can have different regions contributing to different handiworks of that region. Plus now because of the interchangeability, you can find certain type of products in a different region too. But the main thing is that if you take a product which is indigenous to that region, you get a better deal and a better workmanship, etc. from there. So that's what I wanted to say. It's not necessary that every region will give you the same type of product, or they may also give you, but you need to be very clear on where you're buying it from and what is your base. I mean, it's not where or what you exactly are looking for to get it, because you even get good carved bags, leather bags carved from, which was in earlier only Kanpur, but now it's also coming from Calcutta and somewhere in Rajasthan, but the main two hubs for those carved and actually literally hand carved bags. They look so rich and nice from both Kanpur and Calcutta. So every region and every product has a different look. So we got to, if you want to capitalize on what India has to offer, then we have to go to the right people for our type of product so that tomorrow, like asks, asked Mr. Mathur. So he has not had a very great experience, but if he would go to the right people to be making it, had he gone to the right source, maybe he would have been more happier sourcing from India, because India being a very vast country, you have different every factory specializes. They have a passion in a particular type of a product, so they work towards it to achieve it. Like the gentleman from Jaipur and Udaipur is. So his craftsman would be specializing in a special look, in a certain look, which is indigenous or which is specific to him, because he will work more towards it and refine his craft. Whereas somebody else would be doing it something different. So you got to be looking at different regions and different suppliers in a very different way to get the right product for you. Leathers, vegetable tan, chrome tan, everybody can arrange that, because that depends on what your customer requires. Now with the sustainability, eco-friendliness coming in, so most people would be going in for chromeless leathers and vegetable tan, etc. As long as they are ready to pay for the price, India can feed every part of it. I am specializing more in footwear, though I do other accessories, etc. But I do know to get the good best from India, you have to know the Indian regions very well, the Indian requirements very well, to be able to extract the best out of India.
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more with you. I think your wisdom and your experience is totally there, and I really respect you for everything that you said, and totally made sense. So just a few questions now. Miyagi, can you tell us more about your brand? So you're like you said, you're based, and where are you producing? Are you producing in India or are you producing in China?
No, so basically, my production is nowadays happening in Pakistan. Okay. So I'm producing from different areas, some from Lahore, some from Sialkot, some from Karachi. And the idea purpose is to start it from the Southeast Asia region. So I'm starting with Pakistan, where I'm more familiar with the background, and goes to India and Bangladesh. The idea is to bring the leather handcraft that all we are here is to the storefront in basically, because I'm from Hong Kong, so I want to start with Hong Kong market, which is the big hub of the Asia market of the retail side, where all the luxury brands are sitting in there. So my idea is to pitch the same handicraft products of leather goods with a nominal price that luxury brand are putting like 10 times more expensive. So at the moment, like I'm well settled with this market of Southeast Asia. I'm selling goods online on my own website also, and also on Zalora and other places. So basically,
when you're selling online, is that only for the Hong Kong market, or is it for America and other parts?
No, it's global. So my website is anybody can buy from anywhere. So we usually give free shipping for our website products with 1-year warranty and 30 days free returns, like all the e-commerce big platforms are giving in. So our orders comes from US also, comes from Singapore, comes from UK. So our website is it's a global e-commerce website. While also I'm selling on other platforms like, Zalando and Zalora's, the sister company. So we are doing it there in Singapore, in Malaysia, in Taiwan, and in Hong Kong. So 4 regions. What I'm looking for is a sales agent and basically distributors for Europe side and US side.
So for US, Onika is there. I think everyone should contact Onika and work the thing. Axe, just another question is because I see a lot of synergy with you and some of the suppliers over here. So if people want to contact you, I think you should definitely give India another chance, because there's a lot of small companies, a lot of great like ma'am said, there's so many different regions in India that you can get a different product. So if people want to contact you, how do they do that, and what's the process moving forward?
Absolutely. So let me just clarify before you and I share my contact. I don't have anything against the manufacturing or production in India. It was just right in the beginning that we had a couple of the bad experience or something like that. What were you going to call it? Again, me coming back to the point. Right. Yeah, absolutely. Again, we are looking for somebody who can do a bit of production, suppliers, and who can market the products. So you can get in touch with me directly. I'll just type it down here in the chat. It's called ux@uxmartha.com. And that's how it is. Or otherwise, you can always get in.
Okay, great. I just want to introduce. We got 2 more people. I want to talk to Uday Shoes and Vicky. Vicky, you're here. Great to see you. How are you doing? You got to unmute.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hi, everybody. How are you? How are you all?
Hey.
Hey, so where are you? Are you still in India? Are you back in Africa? Tell us more about just tell everyone. I know what you do, but why don't you tell everyone what you do, and so we can take it from there.
Okay, I am in India right now for the past 1 year. And what we do is we work with fashion weeks in collaboration with fashion weeks. Like a designer wants to take their brand to the fashion weeks and they don't know how. That's what we do. We facilitate for that. And we also facilitate for the African market and the Middle East as well. That's what we do. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, great. And one last, just before you continue, I just want to say, I saw, yeah, Uday Shoes. You wanted to say something. Sorry. Please say something. Tell us quickly. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi everyone. This is Ashwini Gupta from Uday Shoes. We are in the export of footwear from last 30 years. We are working for European market and looking forward to see for few association. If we can have some, we can share some details from our company. If somebody interested, we are working for men's and ladies both.
So
we are based in Agra.
Agra, okay.
Manufacturing.
So GLB impacts, right? So
yeah.
So just so do you work with factories in India right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually here not for GLB. I'm here like QC International is the name of the company. I am a sourcing agency since 1993. I work in Agra, Kanpur, Calcutta, Chennai, Bombay, and I haven't worked much in Rajasthan, though I know about it. I picked up because we now expanded like about in 2019, we've expanded to various accessories, jewelries, home furnishing, etc. So that's where we've gone into it. But before that, I was specializing in footwear, leather products, and finished leather. And that's since 1993, wherein our company is basically sourcing and quality solutions to various brands in US and in Europe. And also in Europe, we work more with retailers and e-commerce sites and more of brands in US, wherein for one particular brand, I also designed one of their lines.
Oh, wow. So just to understand, since COVID has happened, what have you seen as a shift in the market? What is with your expertise and experience, what would you say has been a shift and what is the change that you've seen?
Oh, wow. That's the same question which I was a panelist on a webinar in India. So they'd ask me the same question. So, the thing is that for anybody, I'll just go a little digress a bit, because for anybody to survive in any situation, one has to be aware of the socio-economic situations of the region. Now, because of the COVID situation where we had more of work from home, so we got to see the trends in the market. In the market is, supposing you're in the apparel industry or in footwear also, people have been staying more at home. When you are staying more at home, you do not need what you have been using before, like dress shoes, dress garments, all have gone for a toss. They are not picking up so much as your joggers, your jackets, everything. So once you're aware of it, the people who made changes, like for example, I can say in footwear trade, Uday would be knowing it better also, that in the footwear trade, people, because of the lockdown and close down, and also the changing of the trends of what the market is actually looking for, they have all gone for a remarkable change. They have changed the systems. They become more eco-friendly, more sustainable, and their product lines have changed. I know home furnishing has been a very good advantage for people, because when you're sitting at home, you see, oh, this has gone bad, that has gone bad. Absolutely. So you got to be aware of how the world is changing, how the people's outlook is changing. Your socio-economic stage of any country reflects on the products they're going to buy. So exactly, this is what has happened during this time, where we've seen a lot of churning around on the product lines, on the capabilities of the Indian industry. Some people have woken up to it and have come up with the right products. It's not going to be like what it was earlier, but people who have accepted this change are not in that bad a situation. They are doing. There is a drastic change in our buying patterns. So that has to be reflected by the people who are producing it. So once they produce it right, there is enough scope for them to make make it well into the market. So that's what I would feel. My reading is that you got to change to the requirements now. Means I gave the example of work from home, etc. is because then, see, now before we were so busy, like rushing out early in the morning, coming late at night, you don't have the time to look at your house. I've seen people who have like renovated the whole house during this period. So, you have to look at them. They're looking more for hiking boots, trekking boots, and casual shoes, home slippers. So, and this is on footwear. For apparels, they've been looking more for joggers, the sweatshirts, and etc., etc., etc. So once you are aware of it, so it is more important than it was before for you to be aware of the market, of the geopolitical regions, to be able to survive and to do well in the world, in the business.
Okay,
that's what I would feel.
Now, like for example, if Uday Shoes, they make shoes and they wanted to they want to contact you. What is the process? How would they go about doing it?
I think they must be knowing me, if I'm not mistaken. But like anybody, whether you're from bags, we are also doing bags and everything also. So people, you just have to send us your profile and we try and match it, see your product line and know your strengths, because that is very important. We need to know, and moreover, most of our customers now want audited, sustainable factories. They will not go to somebody just small time. No, but nobody is going. So we will survey the factory. We will know, our team will go, our guys will go and check up on the factory, and then whatever products they make, we try and match it to the requirements of the customers. Once it matches, then we contact them, get them to make the samples or pictures or whatever it is, and then move forward. Because I do not believe in raising of unproductive costs. So I do mostly on the pictures. Once I know that yes, there is 70 to 80% chance of their product clicking with this customer, I will proceed with the actual samples. So they can always contact us on, I can leave my email number here, and they can, because presently, because I'd gone to the States for some business meetings and all, so I got stuck up here. So I'm not in India, but yes, the work is going on. Yes, in a different way, but yes, the work is going on. So anybody is welcome to contact me, be there for the buying side or for this side.
Looks like you're having a forced vacation, isn't it?
No, it's actually more hectic, because like you have to get up early in the morning. I get up at 4 o'clock so that I can communicate with my India office. You sleep late because then you want to catch up your people in the morning to see what to do. So till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock is like that. Then I keep communicating with my American customers. And this time has left me to, review my working, and also I've got in touch with a lot of new customers, new people who want giving. And then above all, I've been doing a lot of webinars as a panelist. So that was fun.
So I just want to say it's time up right now. Thank you everyone for being here. But I'm just going to tell you more about Fashionablyin, and then we can close with some words of wisdom, or if anybody else wants to say anything. So we are Fashionablyin. We organize shows in London. Sadly, everything has been closed right now. Hopefully in September, crossing, our shows will start again. We do B2B shows, and we're focused in every sector. So we do we do a group show, but we break it down into like apparel, footwear, leather, jewelry, fabrics, all the different sections, and what we do is we also have a membership program where we connect companies with agents and buyers. So Onika, for example, is one of our star agents from America, and so that's what we've been doing. We since everything is been on a hold with our actual events, we've been focusing a lot on virtual, and our virtual program has been doing really well. With connecting people, we've been seeing it's working. Like I mentioned, our webinars are always free. Every week we have a different webinar. So this week, this Thursday, it's on leather. Next week it's on menswear, and then the week after that it's another thing. So like I mentioned, if anybody would like to connect or grow their business, expand their business with different markets, contact us. We've been doing this for a while, and we have a service, a yearly package, which we work out. Sadly, we don't work as an agent. We work as a trade show. So we connect you with agents and we connect you with buyers. Now, just to close, and does anyone else want to say something or introduce their company before we close?
I would just. Sorry, we conflict.
Yes,
so I just wanted to ask you all that if you guys share your all details over here, that would be great. That you know, for example, like I saw some of your presentations and I'm liking it, and I'm just really willing to do the business with them, and I'm just willing to contact them. So if you guys share your all the contact details, might be we can be associated partners. Great. Or something, you know. So it would be great. You can leave your details into the chat section.
Anjana Exports, you would want to say something?
Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm Meghna from Anjana Exports from Kolkata, India. And even we are a premium quality leather manufacturer and exporters. And we have a 30 years experience. And I'm also here looking for, we have all handcrafted leather, right from a humble wallet to, you know, travel bags to, so we have a wide range of product at very good pricing. So we would want that our products are showcased in like, and it's the store offering for most of the retail stores and wholesalers and buying agents. And we are socially accredited, and we are an SA 8000 verified company with all following all the social norms. So yeah, we are here looking for buyers and
leave your contact information, and then someone, I mean, if anyone wants to contact, would contact you. Like Axe, I think there are a lot of people over here which would actually be apt for your company. So I think you should give it a try. I see Maruti Leathers. Would you like to say something?
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? I said, can you hear me, all of you?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, hi.
So very good evening, all of you. Just to start, my name is Sachin Shinde, and I represent a company called as Maruti Leather Crafts. We are not a generalist; we are a specialist. The reason I'm saying is because we make things for luxury hotels, and we serve more than 150 hotels in India internationally, and we also serve some of the top, restaurant chains in the world. We make customized products as per the client's requirements. So we are a specialist, in luxury hotels and in hospitality, and very well known in India. So we would want to expand our even business, where if someone wants to take this specialty to work in their country and serve the hospitality industry, because it is growing at a very rapid speed. So just to wherever the hospitality grows, hotels will grow, and there we can take our business. So I will just drop my email, and if anyone would want to collaborate, I'll be happy to speak in person. Thank you for giving me an opportunity. Thank you.
Great. Thank you all. Maiji, you want to say something?
Yeah, I just want to understand, like, do you have an email address or phone or something that we can contact for the UK buyers, or how do we go with the channel actually?
So Maiji, if you just put your contact details here, we'll get in touch with you.
Sure. Then I put it in private. Okay, on public ones. Okay.
So and I think Presence London, I think if you could also leave your contact details, I think a lot of people would definitely want to contact you.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll do that.
Yeah, I was just checking your Instagram. I absolutely love those sneakers which you just posted. They're pretty dope.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Sure thing.
Okay, so before I see, sorry to interrupt, Stephen. Would you like to say something, Stephen? Stephen, you'll have to unmute.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Hi, I'm Stephen from Tirupur. My company name is Leo Connections. I started it in 1994. But I was in commerce since 1982, but my own company was started in 94. Just going on. And now I am doing export for USA for some stores.
Great to see you after so long, sir. Great to see you.
Yeah, how are you? How are you, my friend?
I've actually been to Tirupur many times and met Stephen. So it's great to see you online. So,
thank you very much.
So anyway, it's time up, and we're going to close for it. But just before we leave, I want Onika to say, give us Onika and sorry, GLB Impex. Would you give us some like words of wisdom before we leave? So Onika, please.
Hello, how y'all doing? I would love to say that it's an honor to work with all of y'all, and I'm looking forward to doing collaborations with everybody. Being Ranjit.
Okay, great. And ma'am, would you like to say something? GLB Impacts just before we close for the close the session?
Yeah, I would like to say that India has loads and loads of stuff to offer. Once you have a right partner, you will definitely be very happy working for him. Don't give up. Initial teething problems will be there anywhere you work. But once you get a right partner to work with you, you will be a very happy sourcing company there. So you will source well from India if you put in the right partners there, right? That's all I would say. But India has loads and loads of things to offer. It's amazing how much of craftsmanship and work we have to offer from India. It's amazing. And I think the world should exploit that and use it to their advantage.
No, I totally agree with you, because I always say India has so much of availability with materials. They're easy to work with. They do small quantities. They're willing to take orders compared to other countries where, I mean, I'm not just being biased because of my heritage, but I'm just saying, like, I've seen that the willingness, I see a lot of progress and future with India's exports, specifically.
Yeah, because they use the intelligence. You're right. They use the intelligence. They just don't make it. They use the intelligence. They are open to change. They just don't stick like this, that I want to do this, I will not deviate. You have something development, they're more than happy to do it, which is what, because now that I've expanded in different product lines, I am amazed at the wealth that India offers. And the amount of readiness to change. They are very happy to change. They are doing something like this. You tell them, no, I want like this. They'd be more than happy to do it, which is a very, very plus point if you are a sourcing company. If you're buying something from a company, you're more than happy because they're more customer centric. It's not that they have their own missions, their own aims to do it. They are more customer centric. I think which is more than a plus point for any buying company to have it. So that attribute of India, plus include that technical know-how, their craftsmanship and their zeal to do it, is a very big advantage which India offers.
The only thing I could say is I've seen is lead times have been a problem. And that's it. I would say that's the only thing I would say about India. They'd say they'll deliver in 2 weeks.
Now they've changed. Yeah. Now they changed. They have changed a lot. Yes, I can't say they are perfect, but yes, we've been sitting in the factories and getting stuff out. So on time, it's a good thing. We never had much of a problem. So fingers crossed.
Okay, great. Thank you all. If there's anyone would like to say something before we close.
Thank you so much.
That, India is supplying one of the largest craft equipments to globally. So in case of whenever we are talking about or whenever representing any kind of, like factories or any kind of poor artwork, we are not, basically everywhere there are kind of two qualities. The one is good and the second one is, not so good. But when I say that everybody into India, what I see is still that everyone into my factory work from here and here, right? So whenever we work for any kind of parties, we try to deliver them the stuff from our heart and our really hard work, So definitely, one of the largest, let me tell you about our export materials and everything. So we are one of the larger, supplier over here. We are supplying throughout the globe, almost every country. Like we supply to UK, US, Australia, Canada. So exactly, I totally agree with you, Madhu. Your name is Madhu, right? So I totally agree that India is having a lot of and a great craftsmanship. What what you are exactly looking for. So definitely you should trust, and you will definitely find the real thing over here. So that's what my belief is.
Okay, great. Thank you all again once for being a part of the webinar, and be in touch. And we're going to have this leather webinar again in a few months. Hopefully next time we'll have more people, but thank you all again for being a part of it. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, man, for organizing it. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone, for the insight. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.